Told you guys a change was coming, and here it is. I rearranged the room. Anyway, I'm not impressed with this Eagles team. Not yet. I can be, but I'm not impressed. I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, that big curb-stomping defeat that we handed out to the New Orleans Saints is proof that our season has turned around. Chip's got this ship righted. Everyone's going to be playing well, and we're going to just storm through the rest of the league. That was one good game this season. 1 out of 5. I need more than that before I sit here and I tell you, you know what, this is a commanding force in the NFC. This is even a commanding force in the NFC East. Because frankly, winning the NFC East doesn't take too much, it looks like, this year, or this season, but yeah, anyway. This is a big game. Goes without saying, besides the fact that it's on national television in front of everyone to see on Monday night. And you can really set the pace, set the standard that you want to see, show that all the adjustments that you made in the past 2 weeks, Chip, show us that you're willing to do that. You're willing to start take chances, like with that 4th and 7th, 8th, 4th and 9, the 2 4th downs plays that you ran in the first half of the game against the Saints last week. Now, granted, the Saints are a bad team, a real bad team. How they managed to beat the Falcons by double digits last night, I'll never know. How they managed to beat the Cowboys, I'll never know. At least the Cowboys took them into overtime. Jesus, Atlanta. Jesus. Anyway, I'm a realist in seeing that we've had one good game out of this Eagles team out of 5. 1 out of 5. 20%, barring my bad math, 20% of the games that I've seen this year from this team are what I consider to be good. That's not enough to get me excited for going into this week, going into the next week, going into the next week. But this is a quality opponent they're playing. The Giants have won 3 in a row. They're sitting on top of the NFC East. Again, not that that means all that much this year, but this is a team that is playing good football right now. And beating them would be a step in the right direction. Beating them would be better than beating the New Orleans Saints. And they could really just take back all the positive attention they had coming out of preseason in Philadelphia, going into the Eagles, instead of all the laughing stock that was made out of this team based on the first 4 weeks of play they had. And granted, it's all a good step. They're all making correct steps in progress here. Because even in that Washington game, even though that was an abysmal loss to a just as bad team, it looked like Chip was honing his game plan a little bit and breaking away from his set solid granite gameplay calling. And you saw further evolution of that in the New Orleans game. I'm talking about more options in the quarterback other than passing in every single shotgun or handing off in the shotgun. Stuff like that is just either so obvious or so easy to stop. The running backs like DeMarco Murray are going to get stopped when you hand off the ball in shotgun. And passing is too obvious in the shotgun. Your defenses are going to scheme to that. Anyway, you saw more bootlegs. You saw more play action. You've seen that pick up a lot more in the past 2 weeks. I want to see an evolution of that. I don't want to sit here and say, Jesus Christ, we tried to throw the ball 50 times. We gave up on the run because they tried it the first 5 times and got stonewalled, and they didn't try to run the ball the rest of the game. Now, granted, I can at least understand if they give up in the run more so in this game than any other because the Giants are very good against stopping the run. But at the same time, that would lead to much more impressiveness or much more of us being impressed from this Eagles team if they do establish the run on this opponent as opposed to anyone else right now. So I would like to see DeMarco Murray go off. I would like to see Ryan Matthews used a bit more. I would like to even see Sproles get more touches out of the backfield. Because one thing you could throw against this Giants team that is very good against the run is throw them 3 different heads of running offense that could cause confusion. So Do I think the Eagles are going to win this game? Honestly, no. Honestly, no. Do I think they can? Absolutely. And when I look at things, I have to put on my realistic glasses, and that's not just being a naysayer and wanting me to see them tank this season or anything. I'm giving you my honest opinion here. The Giants are playing better football. I know Prince Amukamara is injured. I know ODB has a hurt hamstring and all this stuff that's going to lean to the Eagles' favor. The bottom line is the Eagles look like shit against a Redskins team that was just as banged up in the secondary and has worse secondary players in the field than this Giants team is going to have. The run has been stopped by the Atlanta Falcons, a team that isn't notorious for stopping the run going into last season. The first game this season, they made us look like chumps as far as the running game goes. And Eli Manning is playing very decent football, especially that game going into Buffalo, coming out with a win. There's just been more impressive play from the Giants. There just has been, and frankly, they should have, could have, would have won that game in Week 1 against Dallas in Dallas. This team should have 4 wins, not 3, coming in this game. So there's frankly in my mind, there's no question who is the better football team right now. Now the Eagles can steal a lot of that limelight away by saying, hey, you guys got on a decent little run here, popping off 3 in a row, but we're now finding our way. And that's what I want to take out of this game. I want to take out of this game that the Eagles are finding their way. I'm willing to wipe out those first 4 weeks and say, no, this is a team that just needed to learn how to play with each other. Chip Kelly needed to learn how to refine his play calling. Billy Davis needed to read how to be a defensive coordinator 101, and he finally finished the book. And I want to see that we realize that the option of throwing to Riley Cooper is not an option at all. And you just have him run play blocking schemes and stuff like that. That's about all he's good for. Anyways, like I said, I want to see progression that you saw in the past 2 weeks, starting that Washington game, starting with a change in the way Chip Kelly calls his offensive plays, and the defense, which frankly, I haven't been too critical of them much at all. Jenkins, I think, is one of the best players at his position right now, and Fletcher Cox, coming off of last week, he should come out like gangbusters and continue his superior defensive line play that you saw from last week into this week. Connor Barwin, I would like to see a sighting from you, because frankly, you've been Mr. Invisible Man on this defense for a guy that had, 13, 14 sacks last year. I'd like to see him step up his game, and frankly, last year, I think Connor Barwin had like 3 sacks in that 27-0 Sunday night game against the Giants, the one where Victor Cruz tore his ACL. I want to see a repeat of that. Eagles are going to be dressed in all black again, and I'm just hoping that I'm able to look back at this and be like, that was the turning point of the season. I know a lot of people, if the Eagles get success after this, they're going to look to the Saints, but the Saints are a bad team. Turning points come when you beat a team that is playing better football than you. The Giants are playing better football than the Eagles, and they can take a lot of attention back and basically stake a claim in the NFC East as well. Again, I don't see them doing much of anything in the playoffs, but I want going into that thought and going into the rest of the season, I want to see this team end in a positive way. I don't want to see this be a bunch of quitters like you saw in Andy Reid's last year here, where Andy Reid gets kicked out of the town and he lost the entire team along the way because they were just lollygagging around, and finished with a nice 4-win season for Andy as they shipped him out to Kansas City. Above all else, just want to see good football. Just want to see good football. This is always a good matchup. And I don't got much trash talk to say to the Giants and anything, because I respect them much more as a football team and a fan base more than the Dallas Cowboys, that have some of the biggest nitwits following their fan base that started following their team in the mid-90s. I can't imagine why, but anyways. It always comes back to the Cowboys with me, doesn't it? Anyways. I just want to see a good football game at this point. And I got to wait an extra day to see this. That's why I hate Monday Night Football, because I have to watch everyone else play before my team takes the field. Again, I won't be doing a reaction video after the game. I won't be back home here until Tuesday. I'm going to be out of state for a few days. So sit tight, don't worry. I'll get a reaction video for you sometime in the middle of the day or in the afternoon on Tuesday about what I thought of Monday night's game. Anyway, let's enjoy some Eagles football. Things are looking positive here for the time being, but it's just been one good game in a row. So let's all take a deep breath, accept what happens or doesn't happen, and let's just hope things get better from here on out. All right? Let's go. Fuck the Dallas Cowboys. Have a good day. I'll see you guys again on Tuesday. Unless I make a video sometime later today or tomorrow before I leave. Take care, guys.